Hi geeks, welcome to my channel. Today we're shopping at Trader Joe's. It has been a slower week in terms of arrivals, which feels like the calm before the storm of all the pumpkin items coming in, which will start very soon, but there have been some new stuff, so let's go check them out and see what there is to buy this week. Starting outside with the plants, check out the beautiful large leaves on the alocasia plants for $12.99. The leaves are looking a little more exotic on the premium calathea, which also goes for $12.99. There's also these chubby cuddly cacti for $12.99 each, or you can get a cactus in a ceramic pot that you can hang somewhere like this for $8.99. At first I thought this was a cactus, but they are actually tiger jaw succulents, which you can get for $4.99. My store finally got in the gold kiwis in both regular for $5.49 or organic for $5.99 for a 1-pound container. Figs have officially arrived, which means fall is right around the corner. A 1-pound container is $4.99. There's also 2-pound bags of organic Bartlett pears for $3.49. You guys, the first of the fall items has officially arrived with the apple cider donuts. These are more cake-like and a little bit on the drier side from what I remember, which surprisingly I didn't mind since I don't like that greasy taste that a lot of donuts have. I always feel like stores rush to get to the next season. Let us know down in the comments if you're ready for fall and what your favorite season is. I personally am not ready because summer is my favorite, and these are $4.49 a box. There's a new sliced seedy multigrain bread. The seeds and grains are sprinkled on wheat flour dough and then undergoes a low and slow fermentation process that transforms it into a chewy and hearty bread. This includes 7 seeds and grains made with wheat flour, roasted sunflower kernels, flax seeds, sesame seeds, barley, rye, and oat flakes, and I've already heard good reviews on this, and a loaf is $3.49. New point-raised tomarashi. This is a peppery, spicy umami cheese inspired by togarashi Japanese seasoning. This is made with dried chilies, orange peel, powdered ginger, nigella seeds known as black caraway, and dried seaweed. It has a buttery, creamy, semi-firm texture, great for charcuterie boards or grilled cheese, and this is $5.99. Cotija cheese. I never noticed this before at Trader Joe's. This is a Mexican cheese which has a crumbly texture similar to feta cheese, and it's slightly salty and tangy, but at the same time it tastes pretty mild. And if you're curious how to use it, it says you can enjoy it in place of Parmesan. I love this crumbled over tacos, and you can get a wedge for $4.49. And there are new chili crackers to go with all that cheese. These are very crisp crackers with a substantial amount of heat made with crushed chili pepper. I don't know about substantial heat, but there's a substantial amount of sodium. I had to do a double take because the sodium seems unusually high at 780 milligrams for 6 crackers. This isn't gluten-free. It's made with wheat flour, tomato powder, and finally they're using extra virgin olive oil and no other filler seed oils, which is nice to see. And you can get a box for $2.99. Gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. These are crispy and crunchy, made with brown rice flour. So far, the reviews have been really good. 2 cookies are 140 calories, 7 grams of fat, 115 milligrams of sodium, and 11 grams of sugar, and you can get a box for $4.99. There is a new Something Spritzy drink. This is the second beverage in the Something Spritzy line. The first one came out last year during the holidays, which I was obsessed with, and even still have 1 can left in my fridge that I've been holding on to. This one has pineapple and orange juice from concentrate, ginger juice, and aromatic bitters. Anything with bitters in it I love, so I'm definitely going to be trying this. 60 calories with 14 grams of sugar, so definitely it will be a sweet drink, but I'm pretty sure the bitters will contrast that sweetness. I just heard this was pulled from stores recently due to a quality issue, and this is $1.99. Speculoos cookie butter beer is back. This is an imperial gold ale with toasted coconut, vanilla beans, and natural flavors. I've always been curious about this flavor. Please let us know if you've tried it and if this beer is actually sweet and actually tastes like cookie butter. These come in 16-ounce cans and contain 9.5% alcohol per volume. This comes in a 4-pack for $14.99. Sour cream and onion rings. These are a fan favorite among many. These are a healthy version of Funyuns and are made with lentil and rice. I haven't had them in a while, and my store happened to be sampling them, and I swear they changed since they first came out. Before, the flavor was way more concentrated and the rings weren't as puffy as the one I tried today. I actually enjoyed them more than I did before, and these are $1.99 a bag. Peach black tea candle is also back, and these are $3.99. And that's it for this week. Now let's get into this week's Trader Joe's haul. Last week's Tuscan cantaloupe was so good and I found another big one this week, so I picked it up. I noticed that if I let melon sit for a couple of days in my fridge before I cut it, then it usually has some time to get a little bit more ripe and juicy. But if it goes beyond that, or if I cut it on the same day I buy it, like I did this one, then it ends up being dry, as you can see here, and this was $3.99. Always get bananas at 23 cents a piece. Picked up my favorite vegan kale pesto. I love using this on sandwiches with arugula, tomatoes, prosciutto if I have it, a drizzle of balsamic glaze in either mozzarella or with this burrata filling, which is so good and creamy, and this was $3.99. I've repurchased the burrata filling a few times now, but it's usually during my interim shopping trips, which I don't show all the time, where I just go pick up a few things, but I highly recommend this if you love a creamy, mild tasting cheese, and this was $4.49. Repurchased the miso crunch salad kit again. I got this last week and enjoyed it a lot more than when it initially came out as a new item. I love the sweet and tangy miso dressing, and this makes for a nice quick lunch or dinner option for $3.99. My favorite baked cheese crunchies. I usually only allow myself to buy it when the pieces are big. Most of the time there's just a lot of tiny pieces which aren't as fun to eat, and this was $2.49. Also got a bag of the Carolina Gold barbecue chips. So I love the texture of these chips, but they're a little too sweet. They basically taste like honey mustard chips, which I have to be in the mood for, but I wanted to get one before the season's over, which will be any day now, and these are $2.69 a bag. One of you had mentioned these gluten-free oatmeal coconut cookies to me, which made me want to get them again since it's been a while. Wanted to get some bagels. The gluten-free bagels are more sturdy and firm when toasted up, so I opted for them this time. I'm not gluten-free anymore, but I do enjoy a lot of gluten-free items, and the only thing I don't like about this is that the sodium is really high at 450 milligrams, and these were $4.99. Had to try the new something spritzy, mostly because it has aromatic bitters in it. They came out with another version of this during the holidays, which I absolutely loved and still have a can of, which I'll show you right here, and this was $1.99 a can. I still have salad dressing, but I wanted to get this vegan dill dressing, which was $3.99, to pair specifically with the dill pickle mini falafels. I like to add this to salads or make a wrap with it and then drizzle the dressing over it. The sodium is also high on the falafels, but surprisingly it doesn't taste salty at all, and this was $4.29 a bag. Had to get the mango jicama slaw at least once this summer. This is just a nice, refreshing, crunchy slaw that makes for a quick side dish, or you can make it your main meal and just add some protein to it like chicken or fish, and this was $5.49. Moving on to another store, I picked up some almond milk. Have you guys seen this size before? It's the perfect size for me since I don't drink milk too often, but they were on sale for 99 cents, so of course I had to pick up two. Also got some Greek yogurt. Fayet is my favorite brand, and this was $5.99. Also treated myself to sriracha mayo. I always see people drizzle this over food, and I'm too lazy to actually make my own, so I bit the bullet, and this was $4.79. So I ended up trying it and had to share it with you guys that this tasted awful. It tasted like rancid oil and had the same exact flavor as the peri peri sauce from Trader Joe's. It tasted nothing like sriracha, so I ended up dumping the whole thing out and decided to save the container at least and reuse it later. And then one thing from Costco, I picked up some portobello mushrooms. I think these were $5.99. I love cooking these up and cutting them into strips and adding it to whatever dish I'm eating, whether it's pasta or a salad, or usually I like pairing it with sauteed kale. And that's it for the haul, but when I was at Costco, the food court line was short, so I treated myself to a chocolate strawberry sundae, and it was delicious. Also, I wanted to share some sweets with my geeks. I picked up this seasonal peach tart from a local bakery chain here in California called Porto's. This was a buttery tart filled with a layer of whipped creme fraiche ganache, topped with locally grown peaches and fresh lime zest. Overall, everything tasted very mild due to the creme fraiche, and the peaches didn't have a strong peach flavor. In fact, it was a little muted because of the sugary glaze on top, and the peaches were a little bit soggy. Overall, she was definitely a looker, and the beauty was definitely appreciated, but in terms of flavor, everything was just one note and a little too mild for me. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And until the next video, ciao guys!